Hi, and a good Monday morning to you. My breakfast brownie crumbles of peach crisp delight. Coffee cheers to you. It is I, Hallie, with today's weekly reading book review. I believe, yes, it is our June 2024 finale of our weekly reading book reviews. And yes, I do have a number of books to talk about. So, should you like to talk about stories, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and let's talk about books. The ones I read this week. The first one, A Perfect Day to Be Alone by Nanae Aoyama. I believe is how you say that. Picked this up because it's Japanese fiction, because it's short, and hello, look at that gorgeous cover. Pink and orange are my two favorite colors together, and I'm a sucker for negative space. The book, the hair, the windows, the cats, it's just perfect. It was a little intense as far as heavy and sad, and it was good. But, you know, I love Asian fiction for the fact the plot is brief, if existent at all, and it's more just kind of a memoir on, not a memoir because it's fiction, but a meditation on existence and how to hopefully make it better. So, yes, loved that for what it was. Okay, for my first book club of the week that I host at Dear Greenville this month, we picked a cozy mystery. This is Live and Let Chai by Bree Baker. It was a lot of fun to discuss. Some attendees were a little surprised. They're like, what in the world are we going to talk about? And we talked for an hour. Not everyone had read cozy before, and so you come in with that mindset of these people are idiots. Why would you do this? But the whole point of a cozy mystery is that it's amateur sleuth investigation, putting themselves at risk, at danger, and not necessarily trusting law enforcement to come through and solve the crime. So there is no kissing, there is no cussing. It is a cozy mystery with one dead body. I think only one. No, wait, there was more. Anyway, so I enjoyed it. It was the exact fluffy read I needed because I had been reading, Haley, looking at you, The Knife of Never Letting Go, and I had to stop because it was a lot. So I did stop and read this, and some people read it really fast, and some people just loved it. And I loved it as a segue into summer. And we had a delightful selection of Trader Joe's summer snacks, including lemon cake. So recommend as a cozy mystery. There you go. Okay. Speaking of, we might as well just talk about this one. I did finish it last night after my second book club book, which I'll talk about next. This is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I think I mentioned it before a week or two ago. I was in it and I had to put it down because it was a lot. So, you know how like when authors are writing and they might get stuck on a plot problem and it's like, nothing's happening. What's the worst that could happen to my character? Let's try putting him through that. I feel like every chapter just like escalated. So like just as like the whole thing's revolving around hope. It's dystopian, but it's another planet and with new settlers, but it's kind of like a cult and there's no women and this kid's escaping and he doesn't know why, and then the army's chasing him and then he has to rescue this girl, and so they're running together, and every time they come to, the army is chasing them, and every time, and then I think they killed this guy and he keeps showing up, and it's just a lot. So yeah, it's taxing. Haley, we need to talk about why this is your favorite. I'm not saying it wasn't well written. I'm not saying it wasn't page turning. I'm just saying it was intense, and my adrenaline bubbles are not strong enough to keep reading the next two in the series just yet. So if you like dystopian, if you like adventure, if you at all liked Peter Heller's Dog Stars, this is the YA easier to read book for you. The Road, Cormac McCarthy, any of these, if that's your vibe, man. Patrick Ness, there you go. He wrote it just for you and not for me. But I'm glad it exists for those of you who love such a thing. So, Sunday night's book club was with the delightful Evelyn Skye on Zoom. Sadly, I do not live near her. But Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Pelt. Look at that shiny font. I like it. This is the paperback edition that just came out. Evelyn had a Barnes & Noble special edition that had an annotated chapter from the author in the back, so I'm sad I missed that edition. But this has a really nice, almost like a watercolor cover texture. Can you hear it? It's really nice. Anyway, this was really interesting to talk about. And mostly it came up of it like, it was one of those like, again, as you're an author or aspiring author writing, you kind of have to know where the marketing team's going to put your book. And this is one of the ones that could have easily failed had it not found its readers in so many different quadrants, because it is kind of literary fiction, but it is also cozy, but it is also heartfelt and heartbreaking. And it's an older woman and a younger guy, and there's actually 4 different POVs, one of which is Marcellus, the very highly intelligent, remarkably bright creature at an aquarium in the Pacific Northwest that, did I mention he's literate? So he opens the book. There is an internal countdown of his life expectancy in captivity, which is sad. And there's all these family mysteries, and what kept me reading was the shifting POV for how it all came together. And I feel like my camera just slipped. Ooh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I last minute added a poetry book there, and it slid. So forgive me. I'm sorry. Technical difficulties. Okay, are we okay? Hopefully we'll stay on film. Anyway, so read that, had a great discussion. Most people have already read it and loved it. You could pick it apart, but also recent podcasts with Evelyn and the lovely Victoria Schwab. Did it achieve the purpose of the book, even if it's not perfect? Yes. So, I could spoil it and tell you more about it, but most people have just already read it. So let me know if you need more insights, details, etc. Okay. Currently reading what I had set down to read Remarkably Bright Creatures in time for last night's meeting. Stayed up past my bedtime. Thank you very much to attend said meeting. This is Julie Clark's The Ghostwriter. I kind of expected more of a thriller, and again, it's more of a family mystery. She is a ghostwriter, and a elusive client has hired her to write his next book. Spoiler alert, it's her estranged father, who is a horror writer on par level in this fictional world with Stephen King, but he's suffering from a disease that he doesn't always have his memories, so that's hard to read. But he's also the suspect, although never proven, as a child, that maybe he was the one who murdered his brother and sister. And so are his memories to be believed? Can they be trusted, etc.? Does he know the truth? Can she get to the truth and write the book on time so she doesn't lose her house and her boyfriend, and she has to pay this other guy because she ruined his reputation? And so there's stakes, and it's okay. It's it feels longer than it is, which is horrible to say, but I do love books about books, and so I'm gonna hang with that one and see what happens. So we'll solve the family mystery and hopefully have a happy ending. Okay. Reading next. I did finish my Henry IV Part 2 quote for you in my quote notebook. Just haven't had a chance to post that yet. So I will be reading Henry V this week again. Yay for my brush up your Shakespeare. Yeah, that's hashtag. Thank you, Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake. Brush up your Shakespeare 2025. I need another tiny book, and this is another Haley rec, so maybe I'm just doing it to myself. But small things like these, I mean, I should probably be able to read this in like 2 hours tops. It's like 110 pages, lovely tiny little book. Love that. It looks like a print-making screen print monoprint cover. Claire Keegan, Irish, probably sad fiction that Cillian Murphy made a movie out of, which, okay. Also, I need to read it, not just because it's purple like the shirt I picked out today. Dreamslinger by Gracie Kim. I need a middle grade fantasy adventure, so, me in middle grade, and I didn't read one this week, so sad, so reading that next, shiny. Also, I got shipping notification because book number 4 in the Nevermore series has finally come out. This is my first edition from R.I.P. Owl Crate Jr. 2017 by Jessica Townsend. This is one of my favorite middle grade books of all time. There are currently 3 in the series, but tomorrow is her book birthday in the US for book number 4. So this is just great. I will probably try to sit down all my Too Many podcasts, at least until Thursday, and at least re-listen to this one, which I've listened to probably 4 or 5 times, as well as reread the paper edition. I don't like the prologue, but then it gets good. So just hang with it. First time reading it, I was like, meh, and then obsessed. So number 4 comes out. It's on the way in the mail, and I hopefully will audio reread that. I did also happen to watch a few movies from the library, including Dr. Strangelove, which I have so many questions and need to rewatch because that was a lot to take in. And the 2 latest Kenneth Branagh's Agatha Christie ones, Death on the Nile, which was so sad. It was pretty to look at, and I love the clothes and the hats and the music. Good gracious, the blues were amazing in that, but it was super sad, and a lot of CGI fake scenery, but it was lovely. And then The Haunting in Venice, the latest one, and ooh, Kenny B must be going through something because that was dark. But some really interesting character work, and it wasn't, again, I watched it mid-afternoon, so I wouldn't be scared, but it wasn't as terrifying as the trailers had me believe. I do wish Tina Fey had turned up her New Yorker 1940s accent a little, but we can't all be perfect. I love Tina Fey anyway. So, coffee cheers to you. Let me know what stories you've been reading, loving, enjoying. July is going to be really full of a lot of theater for me to attend, and I'm excited to blog about that and document it. And, you know, I'll just be lost in the books and hopefully in the studio. This was a weird week, guys. So today we paint the raccoon and post that video to the crayon box, hopefully by tomorrow. So we'll see if I need a nap first, but that's the goal for today in the studio. So again, coffee cheers. I'm gonna go eat that breakfast brownie I was talking about. Promise that it's not code for anything. It's just a brownie, but with ice cream on top. Anyway, okay, I love you guys, and talk at you later. Okay, bye.